Alright, guys. So I'm going to be a little bit more regular now with Gamers Den. Nintendo NX wasn't reviewed at E3 2016 uh, because supposedly the Nintendo people and the execs thereof really believed that their competitors would basically try to imitate the gaming system. Now, you can take that any way you want, but basically the idea is they would know where the bar is, and I'll be honest, I still think just about any major Xbox 2 or PlayStation 5. I know they said they're not going to do a PlayStation 5, but I'm just trying to put it out there, folks. Would probably almost immediately be better than most, if not anything, Nintendo could put out. Now, I'm very hopeful that Nintendo NX basically rewrites the console once and for all. I am completely at that point where I believe that. Or I'm hoping that I believe that, or that will be an outcome that is worthwhile. But it doesn't really seem that way, folks. Everybody says GameCube and Wii were very similar, and the Wii U was almost a carbon copy of the Wii. Um, and the Wii U really didn't really get out there as much as it should have. I have one because I was expecting to play Zelda, and there's no new Zeldas. Oh, there's remakes, but there's no new ones. I don't even think there was a Mario remake or a Mario game for the Wii U, a specific Mario. I'm certain there were, Mario Maker that I have and several others, but as far as it being true blue 100% like a Mario three worried about imitators. I guess that's what you have to worry about, folks. Competitors, imitators, you name it. Basic idea is that Nintendo's decision to withhold the NX info for the E3 and showcase the Breath of the Wild definitely made headlines. Many expected the company to show off its during the expo. Shigeru Miyamoto had offered an explanation as to why they did this. Basically saying normally we wouldn't show the NX at E3, or normally we would have, but we didn't. We were worried about imitators if we release info too early. So, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. As much as I believe that Nintendo is going to stay around another 25 years or so, I almost believe that what we know of is almost over. I've often believed this. I believed it when there was that 5 or 6 year gap between the NX or the N64 and I think it was the Wii. Unless there's something else in between, I forget. I apologize. And when that happened, I almost felt that basically Nintendo had abandoned its people, just like Sega could put out a console. I guarantee you, Sega could have stuck to their hardline games and their hardline characters, and they could have pumped out one system after another. They're not going to do it. There's very few competitors that are actually going to do it, and I think eventually everything's going to be PC based. And I think that's very sad because I grew up on consoles. I have two big gaming machines that are arcades, and I understood why those were effective during the time they were made, and I understand why consoles today are still made. and why they are, for the most part, separate from the actual PC games and things of that nature. I also grew up in a generation where, oddly enough, we had video games that were designed for VHS tapes. Do you guys remember that? There were a couple, Captain Power and various others. Those were video games, folks. Oh, you played a movie, and you got shot. Your fighter jet would fall apart. All sorts of things. But I don't know, folks. Not to show the NX at the E3 2016. I almost want to believe that it's just another step telling them that they're behind the competitors and that the competitors can catch up, can basically go beyond them in a few hours, if not more. Time and time again, Nintendo's saying, we will delay this, we will delay this, we will delay this. And I know a lot of people already that are saying, well, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild looks great, but if there's only 4 dungeons, are they any good? I mean, okay, there's 100 shrines. That's okay. But I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I almost feel like it's going to be a crap game. I mean, oh, yes, you're going to have all this open source play in a world that's vast and everything. Okay, fine. But the reality is that's not the way Zelda is. You go into an area, you are supposed to do certain things, accomplish goals, go into the dungeons, defeat the bosses, gather the pieces of the Triforce, put it together, and then try to go and find Ganon and destroy him and rescue the princess or whoever else you got to do. And hopefully, help out Hyrule. I don't know. Lots of people are saying, the gameplay is nice and everything. The gadgets are nice and everything in this game, but they're just thinking that it's going to be crap as far as what the original gameplay was like. It's sad. Nobody wants to say it, but I hope it's great. It looks like it's going to be amazing. Problem is, there's only 4 dungeons, which really kind of pisses me off. I think if you're trying to put this out there for a generation who grew up with 9 levels, that nowadays the memory for that would fit onto an image we send to people daily, that there'd be at least, I'd say, better part of 6 or 8 dungeons, regardless of how open your map is. So, for them to just say, we're not going to show the NX at the E3, it just means that Nintendo's not ready for its competitors. I hope it is. I hope the NX blows away the Xbox 2, and hopefully there'll be a PS5 that it'll just topple. But I don't think it will.